All right, today we got a few hours to kill, so we're gonna see how far we can get on the pulling this motor out of this car. I'm gonna try to get everything underneath the car done. I'll show y'all what I'm gonna do. We're gonna pull converter bolts, flywheel bolts, or that's the same thing. We're gonna pull bell housing, flywheel bolts, probably motor mounts, and it depends on what I feel like and how far we get and how quick we get there, whether we do anything else. I'll get this thing in the air and bring y'all back. All right, we're gonna go under this thing and look at it, and I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna do under here. All right, here's your dust cover, $700 Ford dust cover. What I'm gonna do is pull these bell housing bolts out. We're gonna leave transmission in the car. These third gen Camaros are hard to work on. If anybody's ever worked on them, they'll know what I'm going through. That's one reason why I've been dreading doing this. I think this has got 5 bell housing bolts. I'm thinking that's right. And you got 3 converter bolts under this dust cover. I'm gonna pull the bell housing bolts, converter bolts, starter, and get this exhaust out of the way, and we'll see what we go from there. I do plan to leave the transmission in the car, so I'm not gonna take the easy way out, I guess. I don't know if that's any easier, really. Now, let me get some tools and we'll start back over. I have to get an extension. Let me go grab an extension. And I'm going to have to get a longer extension for that. I don't know what all's going to come out of here, so maybe a mouse in this thing. It's been sitting outside for. Right, let's see what's in here. Is there a bolt head? Let me see light.
Oh gosh. Hope a rat don't jump on me.
No, I shouldn't. Right, there's your dust cover. It looks like I figured it would look. It's pretty clean in there.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Which I don't, we don't see a whole lot of, I'm not saying there ain't no rats, but.
Look at the cleaner ones.
Yeah. That's going to be your torque converter bolts. They go through your flex plate to your converter, which transmits power to the transmission. And I think those are like a 15 millimeter. They're usually a 9/16, but that's what I thought they were, but they're not. All right, I'm gonna catch y'all up on what we've done to this thing. I've got starter out of this thing, all the bell housing bolts except the top one. I'm gonna pull that out when I get the car set down. All of the converter bolts are out. Like I said, starter, exhaust. What else have I done? That's about all I'll have to do under here right now. I actually unhooked all the electronics from the transmission because last time I didn't do that, and I had to replace all the wiring plugs. So all that's unhooked. I'm fixing to strap this transmission up with a bungee strap or a ratchet strap, and set this car down and pull the top bell housing bolt out. And then I'm gonna probably pull manifolds. I'll bring y'all back when I get this thing on the ground. All right, this is the top side view. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these manifolds. Me and Sam pulled the distributor carb out of it the other day. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these manifolds, and then I'm going in for the night. And then I'll probably get that back bell housing bolt, or that top bell housing bolt too. And then I'm gonna go in for the night. The reason I do everything underneath, you won't pull but so many radiators and then have to go underneath one until you've realized that you don't want to work in antifreeze. So I tend to try to do everything I can think of underneath before I introduce any kind of potential spill, because if it's got fluid in it, I'm going to spill it. So that's my plan for the rest of the day. I'm going to set this camera up and y'all can watch. really about the only reason I'm pulling this engine is because that one right there is may be bad, may not be. I don't know. I mean, it's got a definite miss to it, but this thing, the dipstick, does not work with these manifolds, and that other engine has a passenger side dipstick that will work. That's gonna be a butt to get on. I think I put these on this motor before I put it in. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I bet I didn't. I don't remember though. I do think that other motor is going to be the better of the two for what we're trying to do. I'm probably not going to run any of this crap on that motor. At least I don't think I will. It just depends. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to, but I just don't like all the small pumps and all that junk on this. Serpentine belt's good, you know, but not when you got a pump on there that doesn't do anything. You know, when an AC compressor doesn't do anything. That other motor, I believe I can run one V-belt and run the power steering and the alternator water pump. I think that'll be, that's all you gotta have. They get hot and cool down so much. Usually you break one or two of them off, and I've gotten, well, like I'll break one here in a minute. Gotten pretty lucky with these. This thing right here, these manifolds, I've took them off of this motor a couple of times, and a few times, well, once off the factory motor. So, but it's been, you know, it wasn't like I done it, you know, and then 2 weeks later I done this, but I got to figure out what I'm gonna do there. You ain't gonna believe this. That bolt was loose.
This one seems to be taking longer than the other one. This one seems to be taking longer than the other one.
What?
Other one that we did on the other side.
Yeah, you got all this junk in the way.
The spark plugs any good on this motor?
I'm not, I mean, I'm gonna change them. They've been in this motor for about 10 years. All right, that's it. Gonna be it for tonight. We'll come back and hopefully get this engine out of this car in this video. I don't know, work starts back tomorrow, so I don't know when I'll have all this done. Hopefully next week sometime, depending on what kind of time I've got. Y'all just work with me. I'll get y'all the rest of this content as soon as I can get it. All right, we're gonna pick back up on this thing. So far, we've done everything that I can think of underneath the car. I'm fixing to just get this thing ready to pull out. I'm gonna do, drop all the coolant, radiator hoses, radiators coming out, plugs, dipstick. I'm gonna leave all the accessories on the front. I'm gonna try to leave all that crap together. And I can't think of anything else. I'll show you all the motor mounts down here. I think I can get those from the top. I try to do everything on the ground, before I drop the coolant out of this radiator, because I'm gonna spill every bit of it. And I don't wanna be trying to work in that crap. So kinda gonna give you all a look around at what I'm fixing to pull. Power steering hoses and lines, plugs, temperature sending unit, radiator, and this thing should be about ready to come out. It shouldn't be much more than that. I'm gonna set this camera up and get this knocked out. There you have it, folks. One more 3rd gen Camaro off the road. Gonna do some more cleanup in here, and hopefully the next video will be putting the engine in this thing and getting it back on the road. That's gonna be it for now. It's a pretty straight old car. Strut towers look good on it. So I've had the car for, I don't know, probably 15 years. It's been through a lot since I've had it. So, but it, it's a pretty good old car. Or it's treated me good. So it used to be a daily driver for me for about 10 years. And it was, it was driven pretty hard. So for it to still be in this kind of shape, and after 10 years of me driving it through my 20s, you can just imagine, But it still needs a lot of love. I mean, it still needs quite a bit of stuff, but I don't think it'll take much. It should run and drive after this other motor. It should do fine. It shouldn't need any brake work, or like I say, the car hadn't been sitting long enough to need anything major. So hopefully next video y'all watch this and see where we take it from there. Hopefully that'll be the last video. And I do plan on dropping the fuel tank, and I may do a video on that because I'm tired of people cutting these things up to get to the fuel tank or the fuel pumps. It literally takes just as much time to pull the fuel tank out as it does to figure out where to cut the trunk and take a chance on risking your life. So stop cutting these cars up. But anyway, that's it. Thank y'all.